Is your favorite celebrity as nice as they seem? It might surprise you. Here are celebrities who tried to warn us about their co-stars. Wesley Snipes has made a name for himself as an incredible action star, in demand for his skill set in acting and martial arts. But he was soon out of demand once word got around of his on-set actions while working on Blade 3. But long before that, there were already some pretty major accusations connected to his name. Halle Berry shared in a 1996 interview with People that she has experienced unkind romantic partners in the past. She claimed that one former partner had caused her to go about 80% deaf in one ear, and many believe it was Snipes. Berry has never confirmed who the partner was, but one of Berry's former exes tweeted out that she had told him that it was Snipes. However, this should be looked at with a critical eye, since that ex in question was also accused of harming Berry. Snipes and Berry dated in 1990 for a short period after working together on Jungle Fever. When Berry was filming Strictly Business while dating Snipes, a production assistant claimed she was crying all the time. So no matter what happened between Snipes and Berry, the relationship was not a good look for him. It came out later that he can be equally as hard to work with on set. While working on Blade 3 alongside Ryan Reynolds, Snipes allegedly stayed in the Blade character the whole time. Reynolds is of course a known jokester, so that, mixed in with the stoic nature of Blade, is hilarious on screen, but wasn't so hilarious in person. It probably didn't cause too many problems though, since Snipes was allegedly rarely on set. They allegedly let Reynolds improv a lot in the film simply because his scene partner wasn't there. Snipes also allegedly only communicated with the director via post-it notes. All this definitely led to an interesting movie. Sondra Locke's career in the 70s was huge, and she wasn't just an actress, but a director too. She starred in films alongside Clint Eastwood, and the pair hit it off and dated for quite a while. Unfortunately, the pair would break up in 1989, and the aftermath dragged on for a few years, leading to disaster for Locke's career. Eastwood had more pull in Hollywood than Locke did. Soon Locke wasn't getting much work. While it has never been confirmed, many people, including Locke, believe that Eastwood had a hand in this unofficial blacklisting, because after the breakup, her working life went up in flames and his was completely fine. It wouldn't come out until years later that Locke wasn't the only woman Eastwood had allegedly mistreated. Before dating Locke, Eastwood was married to Maggie Johnson, and according to Eastwood's friend, Fritz Maines, he didn't treat her very well. In the book, Clint, The Life and Legend, there is a quote from Maines about how Eastwood mistreated his wife one time, knocked her clear from the living room into the tub in the bathroom, is what it reads. Eastwood denies these claims, and him and Johnson are apparently still friends, actually, and celebrated holidays together years later, according to their children. So do with this info what you will. Charlie Sheen, who you may know from 2.5 Men, has a confirmed history of not being very nice to his partners. Actress Denise Richards let us know who this man is a long time ago. In May of 2006, she filed a restraining order against her husband, Charlie Sheen. The pair had 2 young children together, and according to the order, Sheen could only see the children if it was a supervised visit. Otherwise, he had to stay 300 yards away from them and their mother, Denise Richards, at all times. The reason Richards had to get the restraining order in the first place was because Sheen allegedly said some violent things to her and handled her roughly. Similar situations would happen later on in Sheen's career with different women. Isaiah Washington had all the potential to make it big until he made some controversial public comments and threw it all away. Washington starred as Dr. Preston Burke on Grey's Anatomy. He also had a number of film credits under his belt before that. Then, as he was filming the drama, everything went wrong. According to the book by Lynette Rice, How to Save a Life, the inside story of Grey's Anatomy, a fight between Washington and Patrick Dempsey broke out on set, causing the domino effect that led to Washington's firing. According to interviews in the book, one of the men was late to set one day, so the next day, the other decided to get payback and be late. Tensions got high, and soon the 2 men were brawling in studio. Washington apparently pushed Dempsey up against a wall and began shouting in his face, and it wasn't until Washington used a negative term to describe gay people that the fight stopped. The word was used in context of another actor in the show who was known to be gay. Washington ended up apologizing, but then used the word again at the Golden Globes. One of his co-stars, Katherine Heigl, spoke about this as her friend was the person being called names. She said, "I'm going to be really honest right now, he needs to just not speak in public." I mean, every time he did at the time, it just made everything worse, so was she really wrong? Even years later, Washington is using his voice voice to advocate for causes he believes in, but every once in a while he says something that completely misses the mark. That, or he's bringing up his departure from the show again. Jennette McCurdy dropped some info about Ariana Grande in her book, I'm Glad My Mom Died. Jennette and Ariana work on the Nickelodeon show Sam and Cat together. It was supposed to be a hit. However, right as they were filming season 1, Ariana's music career started to take off, and suddenly she wasn't on set much. McCurdy's book details how Grande used to regularly miss filming. According to the book, Ariana was missing filming to go sing at award shows, record new songs, and do press for her upcoming album, while, in her own words, McCurdy said she had to angrily hold down the fort. McCurdy does admit that a lot of her ill will towards Ariana was rooted in jealousy. She was jealous of the fact that Ariana was able to miss filming and McCurdy hadn't had the same opportunity to do this when she had asked in the past. McCurdy writes that she had to turn down 2 features she had booked while working on iCarly because the team for the show wouldn't write her out of the episodes so she could film the features, whereas Grande would sometimes miss up to a week at a time. Rebecca Ferguson caught the attention of internet sleuths when she tried to warn us about a former co-star. Ferguson revealed that she was once screamed at on set by an unnamed but famous actor. Fans were quick to scour her past films and point fingers. Many fingers were directed at Hugh Grant. TV host and actor Jon Stewart did let us know that Grant's on-set behavior wasn't the nicest in a 2012 interview. Stewart said the actor would never be welcome back on the show that he had been working for at the time. He also said Grant was giving everyone grief the whole time and he's a big pain. Grant himself has actually admitted to on-set tantrums. In an interview with Total Film magazine, Grant admitted that while on the set of the new movie Dungeons & Dragons: Honor Among Thieves, he lost his temper with a woman in his eye line on the first day of filming. He said, I assumed she was some executive from the studio who should have known better. Then it turns out that she's an extremely nice local woman who was the chaperone of the young girl. Terrible, a lot of groveling. We don't know if Grant is the one who yelled at Ferguson, but Grant himself has admitted that Renee Zellweger is one of the few actresses he hasn't fallen out with, so there is that. The iconic photo of Nicole Kidman walking out of the courthouse after divorcing Tom Cruise, it's a meme, need I say more, it just has a feeling attached to it. I don't think I have ever seen someone look so free and happy to be alive. Tom, what did you do to warrant this level of joy at being divorced? Apparently, at the time, Kidman thought everything was going well with their marriage. They had 2 adopted children, so when she got the divorce papers, she was shocked. Cruise said it was due to irreconcilable differences, but Kidman later told People, our life together was perfect. Kidman did continue saying, that was a great relationship, I think it ran its course. She hasn't shared much about the marriage, stating that it helped her feel safer in Hollywood. No one would dare cross such a big star by hurting his wife. And the 11 years that they were married were important for them and their kids. The Don't Worry Darling press tour, it was the gift that kept on giving. What do you mean Harry Styles spit on Chris Pine? What do you mean the lead actress allegedly had a feud with the director? Florence Pugh was pretty absent during the film's premiere at the Venice Film Festival, but she did make a red carpet appearance, notably staying away from the film's director and her co-star Olivia Wilde. While Florence hadn't gone on record explicitly saying anything, her silence was just as loud. Pugh seems super excited about the project when she first signed on, posting multiple times online expressing this, but when it came time to promote the film, she barely said anything. If she did, she almost always left Olivia Wilde out of the conversation. The few times Pugh had spoken about the film, it seemed like she was contradicting something Wilde said. A big sore spot that came up even before filming started was around the casting of Shia LaBeouf. LaBeouf had been accused of quite a few bad things by ex-FKA twigs, and Florence allegedly did not feel comfortable working with him. At first, Olivia came out saying that she agreed and that's why he was fired. However, LaBeouf came forward and basically said Olivia was lying, sharing screenshots and a video from Wilde that made it seem like she was actually on his side. Around when these got released, Florence confirmed she would not be promoting the film with Wilde. There was also this rumor floating around for a while that Florence allegedly took on more directorial duties during filming, as Wilde was preoccupied with Harry Styles. That is yet to be, and probably never will be, confirmed. James Franco has found himself in hot water as 5 women have come forward accusing him of inappropriate misconduct, but we should have seen this coming if his past behavior on film and TV sets is anything to go by. Busy Phillips let us know the kind of person James Franco is from the beginning. The two worked together on the 1999 TV series Freaks and Geeks, and apparently neither enjoyed it. Busy claims Franco acted like a bully on set and once shoved her to the ground. Allegedly, while filming a scene where Busy lightly hit Franco on the chest, Franco, not in character anymore, grabbed Busy, screamed in her face, and then threw her to the ground. Allegedly, he was forced to apologize by the directors and producers, but not a good look for him. And finally, we have Patrick Stewart warning us about James Corden years before Corden was cancelled. It's no secret that the talk show host is no longer as loved as he once was, partly due to oversaturation of media, but also due to stories about the way he behaves when the cameras are off. Today, we have heard stories of Corden screaming at restaurant staff and acting in a rude manner, but Patrick Stewart called out Corden for this behavior a long time ago at the 2010 Glamour Awards. Corden was hosting the event, and according to Stewart, he wasn't doing a good job. As Stewart went up to present an award, he turned to Corden and basically told him to get his hands out of his pockets and look interested. Corden did answer that in the moment, saying, "Oh, you couldn't be more wrong, sir. You couldn't be more wrong, genuinely. And if it looked like that, I'm so sorry, but when you come up and present an award, just get on with it." The tone he used wasn't super nice, so Stewart did retaliate, and then it just got awkward. But years later, Corden has found himself on celebrity hate lists for similar behavior to this, so Stewart called it. But what do you think about all this? Let us know in the comments. Have a great rest of your day. Bye!